Good evening. Please rise and remain standing for the presentation of colors by Churchland High School MJROTC Color Guard. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang low, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that her flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Harry, colors. Ready, cut. Right turn, march. Forward, march.
And now for a musical selection from the Portsmouth Magic Musical Ensemble.
You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fire, but I see it in you, so we're gonna walk it out and move mountains. We're gonna walk it out and move mountains. and I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. I'll rise up, high like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you.
And the silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, and I promise you will take the world to its feet and move mountains, bring it to its feet and move mountains.
I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again.
And I'll rise up
For you, for you, for you. All we need is hope. And for that we have each other. And for that we have each other. Yeah. We will rise, we will rise, we will rise. Oh, we'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise 1,000 times again. I'll rise up, high like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you.
Parents, guardians, friends, family members, and Portsmouth Public School staff, thank you for joining us in this momentous occasion. At this time, I would like to introduce our distinguished guests. If you are with us this evening, please stand to be recognized. Our esteemed school board members, Dr. Melvin Cotton Jr., Miss Tamara Shoemake, and Miss Quinea Futrell. To Dr. Bracey's cabinet members who are present, Dr. Nicole DeVries, Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Sterling White Jr., Chief Schools Officer, Mr. Theodore Falk, Chief Financial Officer, Dr. Norman Velasco, Chief Communications Officer, Mr. Dean Schlapfer, Chief of Technology Officer, and Dr. Jerry Simmons, Chief Operations Officer. I would now like to welcome Pastor Mike Roberts of the Mount Portsmouth to make an address to the class of 2024.
Good evening. Come on, I'm gonna need more energy than that. Are we celebrating the class of 2024 or not? I thought it was a celebration. No, but I'm so excited. I'm so honored to be able to be here tonight. I promise, I'm not gonna be long. I'm looking at my guy there. He told me, he said, man, as soon as you say you're not gonna be long, that means you're gonna be long. I promise y'all that I got something that's gonna inspire you, that's gonna encourage you. But I wanna take an opportunity to just say thank you to all of our elected officials from our school board. Can we give it up for them again? To the amazing staff, to the executive leadership team for Portsmouth Public Schools, and then to the guest of honor for the hour, for the 2 hours, for the day, the class of 2024. Can we give it up again for them? I like this, y'all hype. There we go. We need that kind of energy. I want to talk for a few moments about the will to win. The will to win. Many of us, we've probably been all taking out our phones, on our TVs, watching the Olympics. Anybody been watching the Olympics? Yeah. We got a lot of people from the hometown that have been doing amazing things with the Olympics. But I saw something last night in a race, the 400 meter, and maybe y'all saw it too. It was a track star by the name of Quincy Hall, and he ran the 400 last night. And I saw him get that ugly face that we make when you straining, you struggling, and you really trying to make it to the finish line. And I watched him come from behind and win that race. So I want to talk about a couple things that I think that it takes to be able to win the race, which y'all have already done today, by the way. First thing that I saw in that race is I saw process. See, many people saw him win the race, but nobody saw the process of what it took. Nobody saw the process of the turn downs, the bumps in the road that he had getting to the Olympics, coming from the area that he came from, only to be able to win the race. I think a lot of times people are so consumed with outcomes that we forget about the process. The last 12 years for you that are graduating tonight has been the process. There's been some ups, there's been some downs, there's been some twists, there's been some turns, but you're here now. Look at the person beside you and say, you here now. So we can't get outside of the process. I think sometimes we want to hurry up, we want to fast forward, but the process, I believe, is what prepares us. Nobody likes preparation. If I go back to my boy Allen Iverson, he said, we talk about practice. But I believe that there's something that we cannot, to get to the place to win, we gotta have preparation. So if he doesn't warm up, if he doesn't do the necessary things before the race to be able to put him in position to win the race. So we got process, right? Everybody likes process. We got preparation, and then we got patience. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes my patience is not the best. Sometimes people get on your nerves. They tell you what you can't do. They start to put labels on you, all that good stuff. You're trying to get ahead. But sometimes you got to be able to have patience. And my mom used to say, she'd say, Mike, my patience is wearing thin. Patience is a virtue. Patience is being able to let the process play out, not getting too ahead of yourself, not getting too far behind, but having the patience to be able to wait for the right time. Fourth thing I think I want to be able to express, if I had something to be able to give to you tonight, is pace. When I watched him run last night, I saw pace. Pace is knowing what to do and when to be able to do it. I noticed when he was turning and taking the corner of the 400, he was behind. He was like in fifth spot. And some people, if you were looking at me like I was on TV, I'm like, oh, we done lost the race. Not knowing that particular individual was pacing themselves for the last 50 meters, the last 100 meters. And so I want to say to you, all of our graduates of 2024, that you've had pace. You may not have been able to meet the pace of somebody else. Don't get in the groove of comparing yourself to somebody else. Run your race at the pace that God has been able to give you. Now I need y'all to hear that. Just because I didn't get there on the date that you got there. The question is, did I get there though? And if I'm correct, y'all got here tonight, so I'm extremely proud of you running your race, you pacing yourself, you going through the process. And it took all the people that are in here tonight to be able to help you with the process. Don't ever play yourself short of the process that you went through. Nobody knows your story like you know your story. So make sure that when people see and they celebrate you, make sure that you remind yourself of the process of what it took to be able to get to where you are. So we got process, we got preparation, we got patience, we got pace, and then we get to the fifth P, which is the product. The product is what you guys got right now, which is graduating tonight. The product was, if I go back to my example with Quincy Hall running the 400 meters, that's the product of him winning the gold medal. But you can't get to the product without all those other 4 P's that I just talked about. And I think that's where we get caught up sometimes. I don't know if y'all like me. You know, when I go into the kitchen sometimes and I'm hungry, I can get the food in my mind, right? I'm thinking that, you know, I want mac and cheese. But there's a process to be able to get that mac and cheese from a thought to my plate. So we can think about all we want to, the mac and cheese. We can think about the things that we want to be able to do in life of being able to win, but we got to make sure that we're willing to allow the process to be able to play out. Last thing, and I'm going to leave you with this. It's a great story. A few months ago, I had a chance to meet a senior executive from Formula One racing. And after meeting him, we sat down at lunch and we discussing, and I'm trying to be able to get some little tidbits, some little strategies that I can use in business. And I said, man, can you give me something? Can you give me something that I can take away? He said, Mike, I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna give you a story. He said, one time we were getting ready to run the Grand Prix, and obviously he has been managing a lot of the higher end performing at Formula One racing. And he said, what we do in Formula One is all based off of team, Mike. I said, okay, I'm following you. I'm picking all that up, team first, all that good stuff. He said, we were coming into the Grand Prix, and we were noticing that there was going to be some inclement weather for the race. And our team began to get together, and we began to strategize on, okay, how are we going to win the race? And we got a hospitality bus where we get coffee and snacks and all that good stuff. And he said it was a guy by the name of Dave that was on the bus. And Dave was the best that he could be at coffee and serving all of the team and all of the drivers. And one day, that particular day where it was going to rain, Dave comes out of the bus, grabs one of the walkie-talkies, and he says, I want to be able to help you out with the race. Now, you can imagine, just like the drivers and the management crew and the pit crew and all of that, they were like, Dave, you know you do coffee, right? You're like, we do this over here. Dave said, yeah, I know, but I'm from Switzerland, and it rains a whole lot over in Switzerland, and y'all talking about that there's going to be inclement weather. Tell you what I want to do. I want to go about 2 miles up the road, and I want to see the pace of the rain, see when I can speculate that the rain is coming. So they said, Dave, maybe you don't get it. You need to get back on the bus and go back to serving us coffee and danishes. So Dave bet on himself. Dave takes the walkie-talkie. He gets on his bike. He rides 2 miles. He phones back in on the walkie-talkie. They pick up the walkie-talkie and say, who is this on the line? Because this is their main source of communication to the drivers. And he says, it's Dave. And they say, Dave, I thought we told you that we didn't need you to be able to do nothing. He said, listen, all I need y'all to do is listen to me. So Dave tells him, he says, listen, the rain is going to come. And it's going to be much more rain than what you think it is. So fast forward a little bit. Dave rides back to the crew, and he tells them, he says, I think y'all need to fill up the whole car before you start this race. And as you can imagine, the people that are around him, they do this for a living. He doesn't do this for a living. And he says, it's going to prepare you that when this race starts, you won't have to stop and you're going to win the race. So they said, Dave, if we do that, then that means that's going to slow us down. He said, yeah, it's going to slow you down, but you won't have to be able to stop. As we play it out, the race goes on. They fill up the tank. They do exactly what Dave says. And about two minutes into the race, the other competition has to stop because they didn't fill up. About 3 more minutes in the race, the other driver has to stop because they didn't fill up. Would you have it that what Dave actually told their team was exactly what they need? Why did you tell me that story, Mike? So you can't get so caught up what everybody else got to be able to say about you. You got to be able to stand on and believe in yourself and have the will to win, that even if nobody sees where you're going, that you see it. So I want to be able to just inspire you. I want to be able to encourage to every graduate tonight, keep the will to win. Don't let, because you are outlier, because you are unique, because people don't necessarily understand what you're saying, bet on yourself, believe in God, and watch what happens as a result of you doing those things. So I say when I end my message to all of you is you got to be able to shine through the shade. One of the things that I've learned is people say all the time, Mike, you always got sunglasses on wherever you go. It could be raining outside. It could be snowing. You always got on sunglasses. And so I put my sunglasses on because the future is so bright that I got to wear sunshades. So I say to the class of 2024, put on your shades, let your future be bright, and continue to have the will to win. We love y'all.
Thank you, Pastor Mike. Now for the moment that we've all been waiting for. We will now begin the presentation of diplomas. Presenting diplomas to Churchland graduating class is Principal Janelle Burden. Karan Green. Congratulations. Tylen James Hubbard. Tequila Ramaya Mabry. Jabdiel Antonio Santiago Calaron. Arlen Jonathan Urbina Lewis. Urbina Lopez. Jomira Malaya Weathers. Presenting diplomas for the graduating class from IC Norcom High School is Ms. Tisha Sanders. Xavier Kumari Avant. Tiana Nicole Booker. Gregory Lamont Gilmore Jr. Shimquel Corona Graham Taylor. Zanaya Monique Grant. Elijah Huey. Nakia Leela Hunter. Shaquila Monique Pittman. Zakayla Amaya Riddick. Kieva Kentora Smith. Jasmine Elizabeth Stone. Presenting diplomas to the graduating class from Mariner High School will be Dr. Timothy Johnson. Cameron Deshawn Santana Johnson. Jayla Alexia May. Xavion Aaron McQuilla. And Michelle Salgado. Before you all are officially conferred as graduates of Portsmouth Public Schools, we will have some closing remarks from our Chief Schools Officer, Dr. Sterling White.
Thank you. I appreciate getting a little bit of love. Can I get thank you. Now I feel better. Graduating class of 2024, like the pastor said, run your own race. I graduated high school with a 2.0. I graduated college with a 2.0. And somebody kept telling me to run my own race because I struggled. Graduating class of 2024, you're gonna struggle today, next year, in 10 years, in 30 years, but you're gonna persevere. You're gonna do your thing, you're gonna do it on your time. Just remember, thank you, yes. When I go back home and folks see that I've gotten my doctorate degree, my friends look at me like I'm crazy. Like, not you, not the crazy fool that was out in the street cutting up, not you. I said, yeah, me. Because I ran my own race. I didn't worry about anybody else. When they tell you it's rough, it is, but you can run your own race. That's all I need to say to you, run your race. Are y'all ready to run this world? Yes, indeedy. Thank you. On behalf of Dr. Eli Bracey, our superintendent, he brings greetings.
At this time, will the candidates for graduation please stand? The symbolic turning of the tassel signifies that you have graduated from high school. Class of 2024, at this time, you may now turn your tassel from the right side to the left side. By the powers vested in me by the Virginia's Department of Education and by the Portsmouth City School Board, I now declare you graduates of Portsmouth Public Schools.